A group of bikers cornered a teenage girl deep in the woods. Well, they didn't know. Her dog wasn't just a pet. He was a trained K9. Emma took that same path every weekend. It was quiet, safe, or so she thought. But that day, something fell off. The rumble of engines shattered the calm, and within seconds, she was surrounded. They taunted her, tried to block her way, even reached for her. But Max, her loyal German shepherd, stood between them, silent and ready. He wasn't barking. He was waiting for the signal. One wrong move, and they'd find out what Max had been trained to do by law enforcement. This wasn't just a walk gone wrong. It was a moment where everything changed. If you think you know how this ends, think again. Stay with us, because what Max did next left everyone speechless. Emma was a quiet girl who had moved to the edge of town with her father after her mother passed away. She didn't talk much at school and often kept to herself. But there was one soul who understood her without words. Max, her German shepherd. Max had been with them for just over a year. Emma's father had adopted him from a retired police K9 program, hoping he would bring some joy and safety to their lives. From the moment Max walked through their door, Emma felt a spark of connection. Max seemed to sense her sadness and stayed by her side from the first night. He wasn't just obedient. He was emotionally aware. If Emma cried, Max would nuzzle her gently, his head resting on her lap until she calmed down. When she laughed, his tail would wag excitedly, joining in her happiness. They had a routine. Every morning before school, Emma and Max went on a short walk to the neighborhood. In the evenings, they explored a forest trail nearby. Emma loved the quiet there, the way the trees whispered in the breeze, and how safe she felt with Max beside her. She didn't know everything about his past. The shelter had told her father that Max had served in several high-risk missions. He had been trained to detect danger, disarm threats, and protect lives. But to Emma, he was simply Max, the gentle, smart, loyal dog who never left her side. As weeks turned to months, Emma's confidence began to grow. She felt less lonely. With Max, she didn't need to explain her feelings or pretend to be okay. He understood her pain, her fears, and her silence. And slowly, she began to heal. But not everyone in town was kind. Some people saw her quiet nature as weakness. Rumors spread at school. A few boys on loud bikes started teasing her, making rude comments when she walked by. Emma tried to ignore them. She never wanted trouble. She just wanted peace. She had no idea that her peaceful world was about to be shaken. It was a Saturday afternoon. Emma decided to take Max for a walk down their usual forest trail. The weather was perfect. Clear skies and a gentle breeze. She wore her favorite hoodie, earbuds and music low, and Max trotting calmly beside her. But as they neared the small clearing by the trees, the rumble of engines broke the calm. For motorcycles came roaring up the path, kicking up dust and leaves. Emma paused. Her heart skipped a beat. She recognized the boys. They were the same ones who always mocked her. Only now, they weren't laughing from a distance. They stopped their bikes in a circle around her, engines still humming. One of them, the leader with a snake tattoo on his arm, smirked and stepped off his bike. Well, what's a pretty girl like you doing out here all alone? Emma's stomach tightened. Her hands trembled slightly, but she gripped Max's leash tighter. Just walking my dog, she said softly. Another biker laughed. That mutt doesn't scare anyone. Max didn't bark. He didn't growl. But he stood taller, his ears alert, eyes focused. His body shifted into silent readiness. You know, the leader said, stepping closer, you should come hang with us. We can show you a good time. Emma's voice was steady despite the fear in her chest. No, thank you. I just want to leave. But they blocked the path. One of them revved his engine to intimidate her, making Max flinch slightly. Then, without warning, the leader reached out toward her arm. And that's when everything changed. In a split second, Max moved. He leaped in front of Emma, placing himself between her and the biker, his teeth bared, ears pinned back, a deep growl rising from his chest, a warning no one could ignore. The bikers froze. Whoa! Easy girl, one of them said, backing up. But Max wasn't just acting tough. His growl was the voice of experience, a signal from a dog who had once chased armed criminals and protected officers under fire. Max knew how to handle threats. Emma's heart pounded. Her fear turned to something else. Hope. Maybe this wouldn't end the way the bikers thought. Max wasn't just defending Emma. He was assessing the threat, calculating each movement, waiting for a reason to act. His training kicked in, sharper than ever. He didn't lunge blindly. He didn't bark uselessly. He stood still, eyes fixed on the leader, ears twitching for any signal from Emma. The leader tried to laugh it off, but his eyes showed hesitation. "It's just a dog," he muttered. "He's a trained K9, Emma said firmly. "If you come closer, he won't miss." The leader scoffed, but his body shifted back slightly. "Trained, huh? Prove it." Emma took a deep breath. Her father had taught her a few commands, just in case. "Max," she said, her voice calm but strong. "Guard." Instantly, Max stepped forward, standing between Emma and the biker, muscles tense. His growl deepened, low and threatening. The leader tried to reach out again. "Max, warn," she called. Max barked once, loud, sharp, and so forceful that the sound echoed through the forest. The leader stumbled back, falling against his bike. The other bikers exchanged worried glances. One of them whispered, "Dude, I think he's serious." Emma's voice grew stronger. "Let me go. Now." The leader hesitated, then nodded slowly. "Fine. Whatever. This ain't worth it." They turned their bikes around, engines roaring as they peeled away, their laughter gone, replaced by fear and disbelief. Emma stood still, watching them disappear. Her heart raced. Her legs trembled. But she felt Max press against her side, steady and strong. He looked up at her, eyes soft now, as if to say, "You're safe." She dropped to her knees and hugged him tightly. "Thank you, Max. You're my hero." Max didn't need words. His wagging tail and calm breath said it all. Word of what happened spread quickly. Someone had seen the bikers speeding off and called the police. When officers came to the house later that evening, Emma told them everything. Max sat calmly by her side the whole time. The officer who listened had a soft smile when Emma mentioned Max's commands. "You got a real soldier there," he said, patting Max gently. "We trained dogs like him for years." He knew exactly what to do. Emma's father was proud and shaken. He hadn't known how close his daughter had come to danger. But he also knew something else now. Max was more than just a comfort animal. He was a guardian, willing to protect Emma with his life. Soon, the story made its way around town. People who once ignored Emma now smiled at her in the streets. Her classmates stopped teasing. Even the school principal asked if she'd like to bring Max in to teach students about courage and responsibility. Emma, though shy, agreed. Max stood in front of the classroom like a proud officer, calm and noble, as Emma shared their story. Her voice didn't shake this time. She was proud, too, and something had changed inside her. She was no longer the silent girl with hidden pain. She was the brave girl with a hero by her side. Days turned into weeks. Life slowly returned to normal, but something deeper had shifted. Emma and Max continued their walks, but now people waved at them with respect. The forest no longer felt threatening. It felt like a place of strength, a place where Emma had discovered her courage. Max, too, was more than a pet. He became a symbol, not just of protection, but of loyalty, love, and quiet strength. One evening, as the sun set in orange and gold across the sky, Emma sat on the porch with Max beside her. She stroked his fur gently, thinking about everything they'd been through. "You saved me," she whispered. "Not just from them, but from feeling alone." Max rested his head on her lap, his eyes closing peacefully. He didn't need praise. He didn't ask for medals. His job was simple: protect Emma, always. And Emma had learned something powerful, that even when the world felt dark, one brave heart could light the way, especially when that heart had 4 legs, sharp instincts, and a bond stronger than fear.